Hey, hello. Good morning, good evening. How are you guys doing? Today we will be animating fire once again. Hopefully we will finish this one today, but it looks good. Not much work left. So hopefully. Good evening here. Привет всем. Как у всех дела? Holidays are upon us. Hope everyone is doing great. Let's just start right away. Ooh, I wanted to change something here. Which software are you using? I'm using Procreate on iPad. It's not ideal for animation, but it's fun to use. And I'm just experimenting with it. I will be trying out Clip Paint, maybe on the next stream. Before I used Flash, well, or Adobe Animate. Flash has better timeline than Procreate, at least like for me. But the brushes are quite awful. So I'm just trying something different. Also wanted to make this curve a bit larger. The year is almost over. Are you guys prepared for the holidays? Are you excited for the holiday break? I definitely am. I have a huge backlog of games that I want to play. Just rest, honestly. Да, достаем уже все гирлянды. Ёлка есть, ёлка? Есть новогоднее настроение уже. Появилось вчера, когда у меня закончилась работа. У меня уже каникулы. Hi, Yegor. Doing great. Holidays are here. I'm done with my work. And I'm ready to start celebrating. Will you be spending the holiday break at home, or do you plan to travel around the world? At home. I would love to travel, but I mean, pandemic, right? So I'd rather not. Yeah, so I will be spending my holidays at home with my friends. Елки нет, но есть высокое комнатное растение. Это тоже подходит и игры в плане. Киберпанк. Хотел поиграть в него, но чувствуется, что прям нужно в него сесть а не играть по вечерам. Ждал каникул, чтобы начать. Да и надеюсь, что когда начну играть, его уже чуть-чуть пропатчат. Oh yeah, and for English-speaking viewers, sometimes I will be talking Russian. So please don't freak out. I'm not possessed. That's my running joke here. Еще я очень хотел пройти Disco Elysium до конца. Но перевод вроде только весной появится. I wish I could understand Russian. Someone asked what games I'm planning to play during my holiday break. And for now it's pretty much Cyberpunk. And I really wanted to finish Disco Elysium. But this game has so complex English. So it's very hard for me to play it. I can understand like normal speech most of the time, but Disco Elysium is a bit like it's not normal speech. It's very fancy words and phrases. So I'm waiting for localization. That it won't happen until this spring, I think. Yeah, it's exactly that super dance narrative game, and it based on speech a lot, and you can't really appreciate it. Like even if you can understand 50% of it, you probably can beat it, but you're missing out a lot of cool stuff. So I was hoping for localization to arrive for the holidays, but I believe it's not happening. Yeah, I also wanted to play Hollow Knight. I think last stream we listened to the soundtrack from Hollow Knight and it was pretty epic. And the game looks pretty. There are probably a lot of other games in my Steam wishlist that I save, but most of the time I won't play them. A lot of indie games. Hollow Knight is amazing. I finally got to play it this year. Did the 112% achievement. It gets super hard at the end. Yeah, sounds cool. I wanted to get a PS5 for Christmas as well, but in Russia you can't really buy it anywhere because it's out of stock. But it would be cool to play new Spider-Man game and the remake of Demon's Souls. Are you guys planning to play some cool games this holidays? Maybe have suggestions? Another awesome game I played this year, Outer Wilds. Which one is that? It's about like where you travel between planets on a like tiny spacecraft, and the world resets every time or something like that. Hades. Oh yeah, I want to try Hades as well, because it wasn't too appealing to me at first. All this hype around it, kind of making me want to play it too. It seems like people are enjoying indie games mostly here. Because no one had ever suggested me like play Call of Duty or new Assassin's Creed. Hey, those VFX are super cool. I like how they use trapcode, mirror in particular, to create some flipbooks. Yeah, it like for me, it's not really my favorite style. I'm not a fan of like simulations and flipbooks that are made out of simulations, but it's just a personal preference. Hey John, how are you doing? Are you ready for the holidays? Another cool game I played this year is actually Deep Rock Galactic. That the current soundtrack is from this game. It's a pretty cool co-op, at least 4-player max co-op game, where you and your friends are a party of gnomes, like space gnome. I guess not gnomes, but dwarfs. Space dwarfs that are gathering minerals on other planets. And also fighting like weird arachnid monsters. It's a pretty cool concept. And you can destroy the environment, like dig holes in caves and blow up tunnels. Pretty good. Think so. iPad finally shipped. Sweet. I hope it gets to you before Christmas. We should play some Among Us together. I haven't played it. Because it feels like you have to play with your friends to fully enjoy it. And getting a party, a huge party of friends isn't always that easy. I feel like playing with randoms isn't that fun in Among Us, probably. Hey Pedro, how you doing? What other cool activities can you do on holiday break? Are you guys planning anything interesting, or just nap and play games? Yes, a lot of people do travel on Christmas, but this year it's probably not the best option. Just curious how people are entertaining themselves this year. Normally travel back to family, but are staying put this year. Yeah, exactly. It sucks. The whole pandemic. С погодой в Украине только грязевичка слепить можно будет. Ну, это какие-то, да, тенденции последних лет. Снеговиков все будем скоро лепить на 8 марта. Учитывая, как все сдвигается. Gotta be studying and learning some more stuff. Won't be moving at all. Sweet. What will you be learning? Something art related? I want to create some 2.5D style effects hand-drawn just like yours. I'm always scared of trying to do so because I know it will look awful for the first few tries. I mean, that's fine. They always do awful for the first couple tries. But sounds like fun. В планах на каникулах поделать курс 2D-шный от FX Apprentice. Интересно, как быстро дойду до уроков, где ты участвовал. Я вот, на самом деле, мне очень интересно самому попробовать, потому что я только, знаю часть, которую я сам делал, и у меня только таймлэпсы. То есть, как бы там толком не туториал даже от меня. У меня, к сожалению, не было времени побольше поучаствовать, когда Джейсону это нужно было. Но мне интересно посмотреть, что другие художники там демонстрируют. Hi Magdalene. How are you doing? Are you ready for the holidays? I'm also starting to work through the new 2D apprentice course. That will be holiday well spent. Sweet, awesome, sounds great. I just mentioned that I wanna try it too, because I don't know what other VFX artists prepared for the course. Just the part I did. So it's fun. I don't know if I'll do it on holidays though. Maybe wanna spend some time away from VFX for a bit, just to recharge and allow my brain to relax and switch my attention to something else. Может, как и в Booms и Blast было, будет описание процесса от Джейсона. Понятия не имею, как было в Booms and Blasts. И его я тоже очень хочу. Booms and Blasts, это который в движках, да? Мне вот интересно что-нибудь про движки поучиться, потому что на работе чуть-чуть знаний сейчас не хватает. Гуглить порой проблематично, какие-то специфичные проблемы. I finished the basics of 2D effects animation course from RT FX Animation a couple of weeks ago. It was just translated to English from Russian. It takes so much time to create a decent 2D animation. Awesome! How was that course? I see a lot of people doing pretty cool effects after this course. So it sounds like it's successful. Cleaning apartments is always, well, sometimes I enjoy it. As long as I clean regularly and I don't have to clean up the mess from a lot of, from a month. But cleaning every weekend or so, can be pretty satisfying. Первая часть про концепты, вторая про Unity и Unreal, да. О, отлично. Учитывая, что я как раз вот примерно таким же занимаюсь. Ну, стилизованным именно. Я думаю, там много техник, которые мне пригодятся. To show the principles and the thinking process behind it. For example, with fire you imagine the volume being cut out with imaginary moving spheres and such. Sounds cool. Yeah, I saw this approach. There are a lot of different approaches to animating things. I think on my first stream on YouTube, I was showing the wave principle for animating fire loops. I think that the result is kind of similar if you use cutout method. It's just like the way you think when you're making the animation. Hi, Alex. Рад, что продолжаешь стримить. Рад, что вы продолжаете приходить. And they also teach how to study other 2D effects work and how to analyze it and why does it look good. They use some of your works as a reference. Sweet. Yeah, for me, I never was good with courses. I guess I always got bored pretty quickly. Maybe. Yeah, just for me, taking courses never worked. And most of the time I just used references to learn. And I still do. I wish Twitter had better GIF quality though. And it would be great if it would allow you to actually save images, GIFs, the easy way like any other site does. What I usually do on Twitter, I just have my OBS capture the whole screen. So I'm recording the whole screen to capture a GIF on Twitter. And I'm too lazy to bother to like crop the videos. So my reference folder is full of random tweets from people, and in the middle there is animation that I actually wanted to capture. I use an app called Screen to GIF. It's a floating window that you can resize before capturing. It also lets you trim frames before saving. Is the frame rate of the capture is good? Because all the apps that I use similar to this one, like apps that create GIFs from screen or GIFs, they mess up the frame rate quite often, and for animations it can mean that you don't see certain frames. That's why I use OBS. It captures like 60 FPS. We have 23 people on stream. Sweet. How are you guys doing? It lets you set a frame rate between 1 and 60 FPS, though I found it can mess with the timing of what it captures. It's a bummer. But what's the name screen to give? I'll take a look at it, thanks. Hello Redfish, I'm an Asian viewer. I'm very impressed with your video and am a student who is learning. Can you tell me which program you're using? Hey, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but hello. I'm using Procreate right now. It's not the perfect app for animation. I'm just trying it out. Before I mostly used Adobe Animate, but I'm sick of awful brushes and looking for perfect software to switch to. Next time I will be checking out Flip Paint. See you, Lush. Have you ever tried TV Paint? Highly recommended. I tried it once for about an hour and it looked ugly. And I'm kind of picky with UIs. I think Procreate looks pretty, right? Very simple. Nice icons. TV Paint looked like a software from 90s. It may be really good at animation and stuff. It's way too ugly for me. Can't wait to get my hand on Procreate. First gotta get enough money to buy an iPad. That's the downside. On the other hand, Procreate itself is pretty cheap. It's $10 I believe, compared to any other software. But it's like for animation, I gotta warn you, it's quite limited. They actually just recently added animation support altogether, so maybe they will improve it in the future. Don't really like how this frame is so even looking. Like, let me turn off the onion skin. It's very symmetric in terms of mass distribution. But can I do anything about it? I think I should. Yeah, Procreate is really cheap, which is quite surprising. I spent 600 euros on TV Paint. Oh my god, I quite like it. However, I need something portable so I can draw anytime and anywhere. Yeah, if you need, like, people have been suggesting Clip Paint. I think it's available on desktop and on the iPad. I haven't tried it myself, so I can't really recommend it. But I heard people saying that it's pretty good. Probably already answered this, but have you tried Calipack or Rough Animator for the iPad? I have not. I wanted to try Calipack. I haven't heard about the Rough Animator yet. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out after Clip Paint. They both let you have multiple layers of animation. Clip Paint Studio first. Multiple layers sounds great, and I think Clip Paint is very similar to Photoshop, right? So no multiple layers for animation, which is a bummer. Let's move on. Like, there are a lot of settings in Procreate that I'm missing. I guess there are a lot of features. For example, just onion skin. Since I'm not currently in betweening, but actually doing a straightforward animation, it would be cool to have an option to turn off next frames, but only show before frames in onion skin. The same way you can do it in animate. The thing I used in animate a lot, which is I guess only possible in vector-based apps, is outline onion skin, where you don't, it's not just transparent frames, but it makes them look like an outline, like a line art. Very useful to keep things clean. I really like the clean border lines of redfish drawing. I always have blunt or unnecessary lines popping out. Thank you. I spend a lot of time just polishing things. Like right here, I could just move forward, but I like to grab an eraser and clean it up a bit. I'm a believer in that you might not notice it during the animation because it goes so fast, but you can feel it, that it's very neat and clean. The downside of it is sometimes when I focus on cleanliness a bit too much, the animations can become a bit stiff. And I'm trying to improve in that area. You can have multiple layers in Clip Studio Paint, but it's like Procreate in Photoshop, you need a folder for each frame. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I can have multiple layers here too, but not multiple like timelines, like in Animate, where layers are placed on the timeline. Photoshop and Procreate are a bit different. I will add some glow on it later, yeah. Like the wise thing to do is to add glow somewhere else in Photoshop maybe. But since I'm in the process of learning and experimenting, I will be doing it in Procreate as well. Last time with Fire Loop, it was a bit of a pain. Maybe I will come up with some different techniques this time, using what I learned last time. What effect that you made are you most proud of? I guess what I'm most proud of, I can't really show you because it's the most recent one from work. From what's public, I think effects in Spider-Verse were the most I'm most proud of. Hi, Michael. I'm using Procreate on an iPad, experimenting with different apps for animation. How about the Phoenix effect you have made in the past? The one is like brilliant, at least for me. It's so old. Like I appreciate you that you like it. I don't really like it that much myself. I think it's a bit noisy and unfocused with a lot of junk, unnecessary stuff on screen. Mind recreating it someday on the stream, but making electrical instead? Maybe. That'd be cool. Откуда этот саундтрек? И почему они постоянно клевые у тебя? Спасибо. Этот саундтрек из Deep Rock Galactic. А почему клевые? Не знаю. Я включаю, какие мне нравятся. Обычно из игр. Даже не обычно, всегда из игр. Учитывая все копирайт-законы, новшества, кажется, их безопаснее всего на стримах включать. Ну и как-то тематически тоже. Вроде я в играх работаю, эффекты для игр делаю. Музыка из игр очень подходит тематически. Да, ничего, Алекс, пиши, как тебе удобней. Сейчас спасибо всем, кто пытается на английском писать, даже если не очень комфортно. Has anyone played Deep Rock Galactic? Am I the only one? Ratfish, do you know how to use the alpha eraser on the transparency of the eraser in Adobe Animate? Alpha eraser or the transparency of the eraser? I don't think so. Like, I haven't used Animate in a long time, so maybe there are some features that I'm not familiar with. Might wanna check it out. Maybe they improved brushes. That would be dope. Привет, Немо. О, Денис, привет. I haven't tried Calipag, but it's on my radar now. I will be checking out Clip Paint on the next stream, and maybe after this, I'll take a look at Calipag. I just love the way brushes feel in Procreate. I highly recommend it. Awesome. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. How's your day going, Alex? It's going great. My work has ended, so I'm on holidays now, and I spent the whole day assembling furniture. Hey, Lego for adults. Right. Lego is a bit more fun though. Today I really appreciated IKEA, because I usually buy furniture from IKEA and it's pretty straightforward to assemble. The instructions are very clear. But this time I had a, what's it called, cupboard? But yeah, an item from, not from IKEA, but still have to assemble it. And there are no instructions. So it's like a puzzle. or try to figure out on your own where everything goes. Since no one tried Deep Rock Galactic, I would highly suggest it. If you're looking for a fun co-op game, it's a game about space dwarfs, and you're looking for like mining for materials and gold and stuff. But you're in space and you have like weapons, shotguns, miniguns, and different tools like zip lines. And you can dig holes. Like the environment is destructible. Similar to Minecraft, but it's not block based, but like more, what's it called, like voxels? A bit less blocky. And it was a lot of fun. The only issue, I guess, when I played it, there wasn't a lot of content. So we kind of played through everything pretty quickly. Thanks, Nemo. Nemo? We are pretty much done with secondary colors. Call me as you want. Oh man, I sacrificed my life to Monster Hunter series. Have you tried one? I've tried Monster Hunter World when it just released, and I wanted to play it in co-op, but it's really not a co-op game, right? I mean, you can play with people, but it wasn't designed for like co-op campaign. And as a co-op game, it was a bit frustrating, so I dropped it. I really like the cats, though. And I mean, the creatures, of course. Dragons and monsters. The way they behave, they're just like, they're so alive. They have so many different animations and behaviors. But I feel kind of bad killing them, you know? And in the story, the people like the human tribe there, the way they talk, they're all about saving nature and stuff. But then they go and kill them and make swords out of them. Feels kind of bad. I beat all the games in Monster Hunter series solo. Sweet. I think I played one on PSP years ago. And I don't know, I guess just not my genre. But there are like 2 more coming out? Or is it 1 more? One is for the Switch. And I think another one is more RPG. Maybe I'm wrong. The flow of airflow, distortion, stretch are very nice. Thank you. I'm trying my best. Deep Rock Galactic looks really awesome, and I was shocked by the percentage of cool reviews on Steam, but I have no one to play with. Oh. We should assemble like a random lobby if people are interested. Yeah, it's a cool little indie game that I guess no one really knows about, but people who tried it really enjoy it. Have you ever played Dust and Elysian Tale? I think it's like a platformer side view. Right? It's pretty old now. I haven't played it, but I've seen it. If that's what I'm thinking about. Already pre-ordered. I'll take a month vacation on release. Cool. It's cool to have games that make you that passionate. Dust is really nice, I remember it. It's really good. But it's an old game, right? Do you like StarCraft? I'm not sure. I haven't played it. I think when I got StarCraft 1, it was a bit too late for this game. Like I missed on the timing. And it looked pretty ugly to me at the time. And I tried StarCraft 2 when it came out, but I was still playing Warcraft 3, and Warcraft 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. And StarCraft it wasn't Warcraft. So I just returned back and kept playing Warcraft 3. I think I prefer the gameplay of Warcraft a bit more, just like less units, more micro-focused, where StarCraft is very macro-focused, right? Also, I really like the concept of heroes and XP in Warcraft. I think it's what made this game this popular and unique that no other games did at the time. It has a few years, but the art in it is top-notch. Dust. Okay, let me save it to my notes. haven't played it too, but I watched some videos. Cinematics. До встречи, Денис. Спасибо, что зашел. Maybe I just need to watch cinematics for StarCraft. Just like a compilation on YouTube. Or just play the campaign, maybe. I probably have StarCraft. I'm pretty sure I own every Blizzard game. Anyways, so might as well. Are there any new cool games, like good-looking games, coming out in the near future? I'm really looking forward to Guilty Gear, obviously. I think it's in spring. Maybe there's something else. Super excited for Evil Genius 2. What's it about? I never played the first one. And I just have no idea what's... like... what the genre even. Hollow Knight Silksong? Oh, it's the sequel, right? I guess I have to play the first one. You know what game I want to see? It hasn't been announced or anything, but it would be cool to see another Mario Party. Because Mario Party on Switch was cool, but so limited. Like no add-ons, no DLCs. And I don't really understand why. A new Mario Kart? That would be dope too. They also usually look pretty great. Like very stylish. It's a base management game where you're playing a Bond villain. You task minions to construct a lair and work on a super weapon while trying to avoid spies and forces of justice sent to your base. Cool. I mean, These days I'm more open to different genres. I guess like the first one is quite old, and I was pretty young when it was around. So I just skipped it because it wasn't, I guess, exciting genre for a teenage boy. Now I'm willing to try, and the concept sounds pretty cool. Like a couple of months ago, I enjoyed the hell out of 2 Point Hospital, which is a like hospital simulator, but a funny one, not like a serious one. And usually I don't play this type of games, but it was quite fun, very chill experience. How to say it, like laid back experience. If you like story-based real-time strategy games, I really recommend Spellforce 3. I wanted to try it because it said that it has co-op. Because I've been looking for co-op games to play. And I'm curious if the co-op is actually any good. I personally wait for Mass Effect Trilogy Remake, a new Vampire the Masquerade. Oh, Vampire the Masquerade would be dope, but I think like they're having problems with developing this game. It's delayed, right? Evil Genius has a nice sense of humor and an appealing art style. The first one is pretty dated now though. I started playing it again a couple of months back. Okay. Is the next one coming out this year? '21, I think. All right, it's still 2020. I'm already in the future. Cool, looking forward. I haven't played Vampires the Masquerade, the first one, myself that much because it was running very bad on my PC at the time. But it looked so cool. And I wish I played it. Hope this second one is good. I also remembered another game. I think there's a new Homeworld in making? Or am I dreaming? I remember seeing Kickstarter maybe about new Homeworld. Do you guys know about Homeworld? Old space RTS games. Guess not. But the first one is maybe from 1909 or 8. And it was very impressive at the time. Because it was RTS in full 3D. Where, well, you're in space obviously, but you can fly up, down, and in every direction and spin the camera around your ships. And the ship design, it was so stylish. I was really impressed by this game when it came out. I think a couple years ago, maybe last year. Oh, probably not last year. A couple years ago, they remastered first 2 games. And I played through the first one. It somewhat holds up. I think the story is interesting and the atmosphere is awesome. But the gameplay is quite bare bones, I would say. I guess the problem with space strategy games is that there's no terrain. And usually in RTS games, it plays a huge role. Looking nice, should try it. Sweet, let me know if you like it or not. Because it's not like a game for everyone, I would say. I really love the atmosphere of the first one. It's very melancholic and a tiny bit depressive. It's a tiny bit confusing in terms of story, like what's happening. But the atmosphere is still there. The soundtrack is awesome as well. I played Everspace. Not much, but looks sweet. What's it about? I haven't heard about it, I think. I think we're good with secondary colors. One issue I'm seeing is that the detail level kind of, what's the word, fluctuates. But basically, like on this frame, on these couple of frames, it looks like the explosion is massive compared to, I don't know, let's say human size. And on these frames, because the details are a bit larger, the effect looks smaller. And I'm thinking if I want to address it. We're flying on a spaceship. Yeah, I don't really like flying on spaceships. Homeworld is like you're controlling spaceships, building an army and gather resources. I never really understood space sims or flying sims in general. It's just not something I'm interested in. In terms of gameplay, they always felt a bit boring to me because there's nothing to crash into. There's just air or space. There was a new Star Wars Rogue Squadron game recently that looked pretty cool, and I was somewhat interested because, like, they had, from the looks of it, a lot of debris in space to create an interesting environment. But I don't know, I never tried it. You played it, Nemo? Nemo? Is it any good? Have you played The Force Unleashed? Yes. I think I played the second one. It was my favorite Star Wars game. Have you played Jedi Knight 3, Jedi Academy? I enjoyed Force Unleashed. I didn't really like the lightsaber combat. It felt like you're hitting them with a stick. Yes, I played Jedi Knights. I only played the Jedi Academy, and I love it. I like it a bit more than Force Unleashed. Jedi Academy sabers felt so good, right? There was also a cheat, Real Lightsaber 1, if I remember correctly, or something like that. And it activated, I guess, the more realistic feel of the lightsaber, where just touching enemies with your weapon will cut them. It was pretty cool. Really loved Force Unleashed, played both of them. I only played the second one. I remember it being like pretty epic and cinematic. which is cool. But Jedi Academy was a bit better gameplay, at least for me. Probably a bit less cinematic, and story was, well, kind of weird. I played recently. What's the last one? Fallen Order? Yes, I think that's the name. And it was kind of average to my taste. To me, it felt like they had a lot of gameplay elements from Souls game, but they weren't quite sure why they exist in Souls game, so they just put them in their game, and a lot of them were kind of pointless and weren't working. Like, I don't get why enemies should respawn when you save in this game. It's like there's no reason for it gameplay wise. And story wise, it doesn't make any sense. Vader appeared though. I mean, how many times can you be impressed by a character from the movies? I mean, it's cool, but it's a cheap trick. It's like fan service. We've seen Vader in games like dozens of times already. Is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 came out on the phones yet? I wanted to try to replay it. Have you watched The Mandalorian Season 2 finale? No. I watched Season 1, and I would say something controversial here, I guess, but I wasn't that impressed. To me, it felt like another Star Wars cash grab. Hi, Brian. How you doing? Are you prepared for the holidays? Okay, we're out of soundtrack. Any suggestions? Season 2 is much better, trust me. Okay. I'm watching Star Trek now, so, but after this, I'll give it a try. Think I'll be ready, but I don't think I will be able to visit family. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, sorry to hear.
Иногда про
Ads. Okay, I think it's good enough. Let's start adding glows, which is a complicated process. Or actually, guess we should. I wanted to add some soft edges here and there as well. I think that should be the first step. Excuse me. Yeah, that's better. I'm still trying to find a best way of adding these soft edges. In Photoshop, I just use a smudge tool. Here, it's a bit more unpredictable, I think. And to be able to do this, like, you have to be very consistent. Be able to add soft edges to your animations. The amount of blur you're adding. Don't really like it. Okay, let's try smudge tool. Soft blend. Warcraft 3 classic plays. Never get bored. Yes, it's when in doubt, turn on Warcraft soundtrack. How about you, ready for the holidays? I am. I finished my work, so I'm ready, yeah. We'll play some games, rest. I actually want to spend some time with my other hobbies. I want to play and record some music, maybe. I love doing it, but I'm not very experienced, and every time I want to do something like that, it requires a lot of time to, I don't know, to Google stuff, to learn, to research. And I think that's a great time to do this for me. I noticed you're blurring edges in the flame loop and meant to ask, do you keep the edges that are perpendicular to the motion, like a motion blur? I guess that's the easy answer, but it's not just that. And I'm not sure if I can like put it into words yet, because I haven't figured out it myself. But usually, how do you call it, like crevices? Like this area that I'm blurring right now, like I feel that it should be soft here. The way Smudge tool behaves in Procreate makes it quite difficult to make it consistent. But yeah, I guess you can think of it as a more precise, uncontrolled motion blur. I don't know if I want to do it for every frame this time. Animation is quite complex. We celebrate New Year more than Christmas here. Yes, in Russia we celebrate New Year's Day, like that's the main holiday here. We don't celebrate Christmas on 23rd, or is it 24th? The night from 23rd to 24th, right? I'm going to work on my portfolio during the holiday so I can be accepted to college. That's a cool goal. Good luck. Good luck to you. '24th, '25th. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have different dates here. We have Christmas on 7th of January. Yes, exactly. But it's not that important, I guess. The main holiday is New Year's Day, so 31st to 1st of January. That's where all the fun happens. I'm pretty sure not everyone does that though, Nemo. There's just way too much frames to do this in Procreate, I think. Like adding soft edges. I'm wondering if there's a quick way for me to switch to Photoshop here. Nah. Way too complicated. I guess we can add glows now. Yeah, I think that will be fine. So again, the way I'm doing it is I'm duplicating the layer. Maybe make it a bit more red. And then applying blur. Is it there? Kind of is. Yeah, that's a bit better. Is there any tips on adding filters, or you just play with it until you like the way it looks? I guess, yeah, for glows, I like it to be low intensity, large size. I see a lot of animators adding very intense glows where it looks bright, but you lose all your 2D like handmade shapes because everything is, well, glowing and it gets kind of blurred. I prefer to keep the shapes. And of course in Procreate you don't have traditional glow effects. So I'm trying to make something work with blurs, which also isn't ideal. I think that should be done in Photoshop. But it's cool to try, just to know the limitations of the app. I know that I like animating like base layer in Procreate. And I get way better results in Procreate than in Animate. But then I will have to switch to other apps probably. Because here, like, to adjust intensity of the glow, I'm just duplicating the blurred layer. Which, I mean, it's not ideal. Also, maybe in other apps I will add some color shift to the glows, so it's not that even. Basically trying to avoid the procedural, artificial look of it. That's why I started to experimenting with adding soft edges myself by hand. I think the appeal of 2D animation in general versus stylized procedural stuff is that it's not perfect, and it has this human element that makes it look interesting somehow. Oh no, we found a new limitation in Procreate. I can't create any more layers. Maximum limit of 76 layers? What? That's kind of makes it useless. And proves my point of Procreate being a perfect app for first steps, sketches and basic forms. But making something more complex, layer limit is based on your dock resolution. And I mean, my dock resolution is pretty high, probably, right? I think it's insanely high. I guess I can sacrifice some of the resolution. Oh no, it's happening. But you know what? Let me actually just duplicate the file so I don't lose full resolution. Oops. Actually, have you seen that I added new, what's it called, like header picture on my social media and YouTube? Sometimes I enjoy drawing this weird liquid things. Anyways, I digress. I wouldn't give the proper name. Flame burst large. Flame burst small. Your effects look so original. It was the first time I saw someone using those blur edges on fire. Thanks! That was the point. Because when you're making effects for years, you kind of get bored doing the same thing over and over again. So I'm looking for places to grow and experiment. And also develop my own style. It would be cool to see how you animate those sparks from a sword. Like a fiery sword? Like, do you mean any specific? Or just in general? Because we can do that, yeah. My plan was to animate another fire effect after this one. Maybe something a bit smaller. So we would have fire loop, this big, huge fire burst, and maybe some smaller fire particles, like as a fire pack, to make a pretty post on our station. Because I like to do like complex postings where there are multiple effects, not just one. Cropping help, yeah. Like when you hit one sword with another one, those sparks. Sure. Someday in the future, we will do that. Another thing about glows I usually do is add some variation to the parameters, to the size, intensity. Like here, I'm slowly moving from Gaussian blur 45% to 25%. Let's do 26 here. With each frame. I usually do it by hand. Oh no, I did something wrong. Just once again to add some variation and movement, so it's not just glow applied to the whole animation. Okay, this was unnecessarily long. I want to reduce the glow amount of the second puff of the second burst. This thing looks a bit too intense. Dragon sneeze? Looks like it. We should animate a dragon next. Yeah, that's looking a bit better. Yes. Let's add some glows. No, not really. You see, like this mess in layers. I guess I can duplicate, not duplicate, but merge these two. But because it's not a glow that's applied to a layer, but actually a separate layer, it creates a mess, and it's very difficult to adjust to anything. So if you don't want to waste time, you have to make it right from the very start. I usually like to go back and tweak things and adjust as I go. And Procreate doesn't really support that for me. Because I want to start adding glows to like secondary color, but I'm not 100% set on the color of these secondary shapes. And if I start duplicating this layer and to create glow by blurring it, this will only mean that if I want to change the color in the future, I will have twice as much work to do. So I'm I want to say that for now, let's call it done. Because it's a bit waste of time to do it in Procreate. And we can end the stream a bit earlier today. I think we did a lot here today anyways. Applying filters is just final tweaks, but the main animation is done. And I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm just thinking if I wanted to finish it in Photoshop on stream or off camera. Because like I have no idea how interesting it is to watch. Just someone methodically softening edges on every frame. It's very mechanical task, you know, not that creative and exciting. You got to see the process. I would like to see how you polish it to the end. Okay. This means another stream with this effect. It's already been 4. I was expecting 2. And now it will be 5. It would be easy to do today, but just my streaming setup doesn't really support easy switch from my iPad to my PC. Thank you, Radix. You could show it on a different effect instead. Maybe that's a good idea. I just want to finish this one because I think it looks pretty cool. I want to polish it to the end and post it. Like a advertisement for my streams. You do it on your free time and stream something else next time. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I want to show the final polishing process too. I just think it might be a bit too much to show the same effect 5th time in a row. So maybe I'll figure out my streaming setup so we can jump from one app to another a bit easily. And I can show you the final steps on the next effect. Sounds like a plan. But yeah, that's it for today. It was nice seeing you all, guys and girls. Is guys, like, is it multi-gender word or not? Like, to me, not English speaker, I use it as a, I don't know, word like people. Applied to everyone. Guys is both male and female. Okay. I know there are opinions about that. I think I read that some places in the US agree with what you said, and some places are disagreeing. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching and chatting. It was great, and happy holidays. I will be streaming next week. Probably, what's the date? Oh, it's 24th. Probably not a lot of US viewers will be watching it though. But maybe we can talk Russian. But yeah, 24th and 26th will be 2 last streams this year for me. See you next time. Have a good day, have a good night. Bye-bye.